When it comes to North Korea, they like to say that they're the best place in the world. They're not, and they have tried to show that in various ways, and not the least of which is by having certain constructions that shows their superiority, one of which is a floating hotel that is quite the piece of history. Allow us to show you these insane floating houses in North Korea that will blow your mind. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 4. The Floating Hotel. Built in Singapore and delivered to Australia in 1988, the floating hotel was the bright idea of Australian developer Doug Tarka and his son Peter. The hotel was intended to be an exclusive holiday destination for wealthy Australians and foreign tourists with money to burn. Originally named the Four Seasons Barrier Reef Resort, the hotel was moored on the John Brewer Reef, about 70 kilometers off the coast of Townsville, Queensland. The resort included over 200 rooms, floating tennis courts, glass-bottom boats, bars, nightclubs, you name it, they probably had it. And you have to admit, having something like this within your country would be quite an attraction and something that people as a whole would love to try out. However, despite its opulence, Australia found various problems with it over time and decided it was best to move on. Number 3. Vietnam. After the hotel closed its doors in Australia, the hotel was sold to a Vietnamese company. It was towed to Saigon, where it opened as the Saigon Floating Hotel. Vietnam was going through a tourism boom following the end of the Vietnam War, so the demand was there for more luxurious hotels to attract foreign tourists. The hotel was originally very successful and was open for nearly 10 years while moored on the banks of the Saigon River. It became known as a popping night spot in the city and was often referred to as the Floater. However, the hotel seemed to be plagued with financial issues and once again was forced to close. It is believed that the newer high-end hotels opening up around the city meant that the boat simply became outdated and overpriced, which led to its doors being closed in 1997, which is why it eventually ended up in Number 2. North Korea. A bizarre turn of events saw the hotel embark on a 14,000-kilometer journey to Korean waters. The hotel was sold to Hyundai Asan, a South Korean company who were helping to develop the Mount Kumgang tourist resort in the north, a border region where South Koreans were free to visit. The hotel was renamed to the Kumgang Hotel and was mainly aimed at South Korean tourists. As was the case in Vietnam, business was booming, with plenty of tourists flocking to the region. However, the hotel's bad luck streak continued. The hotel was forced to close in 2008 after some tensions in the area, and subsequently all tours from the south to the resort were suspended. To this day, the hotel has remained moored in Kumgang, where it has become left to deteriorate and ultimately reduced to a big, ugly, rusty mess. Number 1. Destruction. The future of the hotel looks bleak overall as Marshal Kim Jong-un visited the region in 2019. Where he heavily criticized the facilities. He is quoted as saying that the facilities look shabby as they are not properly cared for, and he called for the unpleasant-looking facilities to be demolished and rebuilt to meet the DPRK's own sentiment and aesthetic taste. Demolition and redevelopment of the region have been postponed due to COVID-19, so the hotel lives on to fight another day. However, demolition does seem likely to be on the horizon for this historic floating hotel. Still, until it's gone, North Korea can say that they did indeed have a piece of history within their hands. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the incredible floating hotel that North Korea has within its possession? Are you surprised that they were able to get it or even wanted it? Do you think something like the floating hotel will truly be made again? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.